You're on 100.3 FM. Craig Bryant with you for the Aussie Collection Show. It's now time for this week's special guest for Acoustics in the Room. Please welcome Alicia Moses.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Can you just like to tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you grew up and...
Yeah, well, I'm 19 and I'm currently living at Orangeville, which is in the Macarthur region. I was originally from Sydney in the Sutherland Shire, and we moved out here about 5 years ago to have a nice rural life. And it's really great. Have, 4 horses and go to uni, and I've just been singing around the area and in Sydney and in Wollongong and Blue Mountains regularly for the last 2 years.
That'd be cool having a horse.
Yeah, yeah, it's really great.
And you first learnt piano and then picked up guitar. Why was that, and do you have a preference?
Well, I learnt piano when I was about 8 or 9, and I think it's a really great thing to learn piano for, learning music. It's really the basics of everything in music. And then when I was about 15, my friend was playing and I was doing music at school, and I just picked up one of her school guitars, and I just started teaching myself through Google, the internet. And I do prefer guitar. I think definitely my calling. It's always come a lot more easier to me than piano. Piano did, yeah. And
do you have who inspires you musically when?
I really, I think for me, when I was around 15 or 16 and I started playing guitar and I started singing a bit, the band Daughter, they're an indie band, and someone just told me about them, and they were really what I based my music around. They're definitely one of my favorite bands, and other artists like Amy Winehouse and more poppy artists like Ed Sheeran. They've all been really big inspirations, and they're very that's what I base my music around, I think. Yeah.
And I'd love to hear a live track now. What are you going to play first? I
was just going to play one of my own songs. It's called Cry to Your Song. I wrote it about, a year ago. It's just about lost love, and yeah.
Here it is on 100.3, Alicia Moses.
Thanks. There was a girl, she had the world. She dreamed of life and love. And her eyes were filled with happiness as she rose and rose above. And then a boy came in her life. She told her lies, he told her lies. And she believed what he said, you see. And she loved him with all her might. And then he left her drowning to death. He took her light away, no. And she gave him love, but it wasn't enough. And he left her the next day. And for 3 short weeks, her life was good and sweet. She gave him everything and her heart, and she took it all, no matter how small. And he tore it up and he threw it away. So don't you cry and house in this lullaby about the girl who risked it all. And don't you see he wasn't good enough to be the one who tears your heart, the one who tears your heart. So don't be scared, you'll find someone to care. You'll be together for long, and he will give you everything, and he will hear you sing, and he will cry to your soul. He will cry to your soul. No, he will cry into your soul. No, he will cry into your soul.
Alicia Moses there, that was incredible.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And when you write music, where does your inspiration come from?
I think it's definitely things that are happening to you, you know, at the moment, personal things that really get your, you know, your emotions and your creative juices going and everything. Definitely things that you're very, you know, you're feeling currently. I don't think you can really lie when you're performing or for writing songs, and everything. Yeah.
And do you have a favourite genre that you like to sing?
Yeah, I love indie and folk music. I think it suits my voice as well. But I also just love, you know, I love taking different genres that might not be, you know, in my range and sort of making them my own sort of thing.
It's good to do, not make it sound like the original.
No, yeah, that's it. Like, make it interesting. People, you know, they'll say to me like, oh, like, that's just a really cool version of that song. You know, I haven't heard it like that before, and it's really rewarding.
And do you have any plans on releasing some music?
Yeah, you know, we're planning on, you know, recording some songs soon, and I probably need to write a few more songs before that. But yeah, I think it's always sort of in my sort of goals in the future. Definitely, the next step I think is going to be that. Yeah.
It'll definitely get airplay here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
And do you have any gigs coming up?
Yeah, I'm playing at Camden Valley Inn this weekend, Sunday afternoon. So that's a nice local gig if anyone is around.
Make sure you go.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
And what's the best way for people to contact you or to see all your gigs?
I have a Facebook account. It's just called Alicia Moses, my name. And, yeah, that has, you know, you can message me personally from there, or my email address is there. And, yeah, that's probably the best way.
And all your gigs are put up there?
Yeah, we have all my gigs and everything that's kind of going on at the moment and currently, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And we're going to finish with a live track now. What are you going to play to finish off?
This one is one of my favourite songs to sing. It's by Amy Winehouse. It's called Back to Black.
Here it is on 100.3.
no time to regret. Kept his tears wet with the same old safe bet. And me in my head held high, and my tears dry, went on without my guy. And you went back to what you knew, so far removed from all that we went through. And I tread a troubled track, my odds are stacked, but I'll go back to black. We only say goodbye with words, and I've died 100 times then. But you go back to when I'll go back to, I go back to us. And I love you much, and there's not enough. You love blow and I love puff. And life is like a pipe, and I'm a tiny penny rolling up the walls inside. We only say goodbye with words, and I've died 100 times then. But you go back to when I'll go back to. We only say goodbye with words, and I've died 100 times then. You go back to when I'll go back to. Now you go back to black, 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 oh no, black, no, black, no, no. Back to, but I go back to. We only say goodbye with words, but I've died 100 times, and you go back to when I'll go back to. We only say goodbye with words, but I've died 100 times, and you go back to when I'll go back to. Now you go back to black.
Alicia Moses there, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks.
And don't forget Camden Valley in this Sunday.
Yeah, yes. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, cheers.
100.3